politicians, one would have, okay, on TV, you cannot. For me, I expect the issue of the Amechi what the is 1990 for 16 years. So why again? And see that for hiding.
Bearing their mind on the proposed implementation, use tax to state government analysts said it is the right method, but the tax should be streamlined. The poverty level of people is already high. Viewers on television and radio contributed to the through phone calls. Politics today is an audience participation broadcast Saturday from 10 to 11:30 morning. Reporting.
As Nigerians today joins the rest of the globe to observe the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty, some members of the public have emphasized the need for partnership between government at all levels and business organizations, civil society, including well-meaning individuals, to work together to end poverty and discrimination in the country. Roslyn Evorame has details.
The International Day for the Eradication of Poverty is observed on October 17 every year to promote people's awareness on the need to eradicate poverty and destitute worldwide, particularly in developing countries. This year's observance of the International Day for Eradication of Poverty is coming on the heels of the adoption of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, the agenda which succeeds the Millennium Development Goals. Speaking on the significance of the day, some respondents said eradicating poverty requires economic growth and well-designed social protection system which enable people to sustain basic living standards even when famine occurs. The respondents who said the goal to end poverty is a collective responsibility called for partnership between government at all levels, business organizations, civil society, the UN system and committed individuals across the globe to work together and mobilize all available resources in building an inclusive and sustainable future free of poverty and discrimination.
I believe the citizen and the government has a role to play in the issue of poverty, but I for one believe the role of the government is to protect the citizen against poverty and also against security. So everybody has a role to play, both the government and the citizen.
If you wait for the government or if you wait for your families to do something for you, you are just wasting your time. Just provide something for yourself doing. If every Nigerians can do something for themselves, I believe I know poverty cannot be eradicated finally, but at least the rate of poverty can be reduced.
The government too should also think of setting up industry, company, so that those boys in the street can be taken away from the street. If the economic is good, the system is good, the government is good, and we are operating a lucrative democracy, I don't think the poverty can be eradicated. The yesterday is when our sector, our leaders were able to open in structure, industry, and put things into consideration the way it ought to be. You will see other people who are jobless, they will have the privilege to work.
The theme for this year's observance of International Day for Eradication of Poverty is Building a Sustainable Future, coming together to end poverty and discrimination. Roslyn Eworami reporting.
The emergence of cell phones is having negative impact on photography business. Patience Osanwabo reports that people resort to using smartphones to take pictures of themselves at functions.
Selfie is an acronym or slang to describe pictures of yourself, usually taken by yourself. Social media and mobile web have given rise to this new phenomenon called the selfie. According to history, the first selfie picture was taken by Robert Cornelius 1839. Some selfies are extreme close-ups, others show parts of an arm held straight outward, and a few of the great ones even feature the subject standing or sitting so that they can get a full body shot of their reflection. Since social media is the driving force of most selfie activity, those who fall in the age bracket of 18 and 40 are interested in staying connected to their friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, families, or colleagues by sharing selfies on a regular basis. Some even show off their achievements through selfie pictures on the internet to draw attention, especially if they are too shy to do it in person. Such trend is also found among some prominent leaders who have cashed in on the trend of selfies pictures. Some members of the public who spoke on the trend of selfie said it is cheaper and safer when compared to hard copy pictures.
With your phone, you can easily snap and just upload instant than taking hard copy. Hard copy, by the time you got to just got edit to water and some other things. So it's more okay.
The phone is more cheaper. If you snap, the phone will make your memory. Even if you share the memory from your phone, you still have the picture in your memory card.
When we use our phone to snap, we can just upload it direct to Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, stuff like that. It's more easy and clear when you do it, when you are putting it inside internet than the normal stuff.
I don't take the picture around, follow anywhere I'm going. I always go with my phone. Whenever they want to see my picture, I always show them through my phone.
Some photographers said the emergence of smartphones has taken over their businesses as people no longer patronize them as before.
Though these days they use a smartphone and all that, by the grace of God, we are still making it. It's not as before, honestly. But still, if you know what you are doing, you still make headway.
To get a specific person's attention, get connected on social network to upload attractive or alluring selfies as a way to seek attention.
Whichever way you may look at it, the selfie pictures have come to stay. Or what do you think? I am Patience Osayemabo reporting.
One of the prominent issues that dominated discussions by stakeholders at this year's World Teachers' Day was a dwindling reading culture amongst Nigerian students. Kingsley Uchebu spoke with some educationists on ways to improve the standard through reviving reading culture among students.
Acquisition of reading skills has a beneficial effect on all subjects, while poor reading skill has been identified as one factor that can lead a child to develop poor attitude towards reading. At this year's World Teachers' Day celebration, various stakeholders noted that in an era of internet-dominated educational activities which has affected reading by students, building and equipping existing libraries by the government can revive reading culture. Some educationists who spoke on the subject suggested that reintroduction of letter writing in schools, quiz and debate competition, and less dependence on electronic books would encourage more students to read.
Once you read, you are okay. There's no miracle in passing your exam or anything. You read. I've been a proprietor for over 3 decades now, over 30 years. I'm a proprietor of schools. We encourage the children, go and read your book.
Parents should buy books, recommended and unrecommended books, and making sure these books are used by these children and they are used effectively. And apart from that, they should form timetable for the children to read on daily basis. Government should introduce or encourage people to read very well of activities and problem of reading culture is talking about the noise culture. When you talk about noise culture, a lot are located in a densely populated area.
Some students noted that in an era of digitized information and poor reading skills, teachers and parents can play a major role by encouraging reading.
So nowadays, students no longer want to read because they are peer influenced and they are obsessed with watching the TV, so they no longer want to read. Well, our advice is that the teachers should try to encourage our students to read at every time.
Teachers also should also give them some encouragement in class for them to read and also by, like, for example, giving them, let me say, tell them that you ask them questions tomorrow that they must read, that you scold them for them to read, so that in case they fail the answer tomorrow, they'll be punished. At least that will give them fear and they don't read down.
In various engagements, Edo State Governor Comrade Adams Oshomole and Commissioner for Higher Education Barrister Washington Osifo have reiterated the state government's resolve to encourage reading through the reintroduction of inter-school quiz and debate competition, among other activities. Kingsley Uchebu reporting.
And that's all of our news package tonight. Thank you so much for spending part of your night with us. We'll now take a look at the global weather prospect for tomorrow. Good night.
Independent television news, truly independent.